keeping me employed.
Okay.
Predictably, though, that tuft of red hair was stolen from Dave Shealy during a clandestine visit from the Men in Black.
What's up there?
Marcus,
Maybe he's just trying to make a wig.
yeah. Marcus, do you ever think they do casual Fridays where they wear funny socks?
Yeah, it's got a little piece of cheese on it. It says just in case of...
Saturday. For a bunch of people controlling our minds and destroying the nature of truth.
They have to have fun too, Henry.
Now, interestingly, the skunk ape isn't the only cryptid in South Florida. There's also the Pigman of Putnam County. But the only picture of a Putnam Pigman that I could find is the DUI mugshot of Florida Representative Carrie Pigman.
It looks like a guy you have to warn your mom about dating. Like, he's not a surgeon, I checked his suitcase.
No, he looks like if Derek Chauvin and Marshall Applewhite had a baby together. He's fucking horrifying. He's so scary, even his lips left his face.
Yeah, just so that he wouldn't incriminate the rest of his body.
Oh.
But perhaps...
That's my dad!
Big boy.
But perhaps the most infamous South Florida cryptid, outside of the skunk ape, of course, is a 5.5 foot tall.
I know why you're looking at me. I'm currently 6 feet tall.
Those are the shoes.
Shaggy little creature called the Barden Booger.
Because he is very cute. He's cute. Yeah. I love his stature. Sure. I love his attitude. And he's got the long tongue, which means he eats pussy, which is the Browski canon.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah. And he has the husband belly. Because it helps the husband be a good husband. Yes. Aaron said that make love better than any other type of man.
No one said that.
They all have said it in various magazines. Senator Weekly.
Yeah. Marcus, I have to ask, is this on Florida's official website? Because it's like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there, but was DeSantis like, fuck all this COVID bullshit? Have we updated the cryptid page on Florida.com?
No, I make sure to get the one with the watermark so everyone would know that I found this and did not pay a man on DeviantArt to draw a fan art of him. So,
Am I represented on DeviantArt?
yeah. Andrew, do you think the Barden Booger also has to go on IMDb and change his height once a month, like you do?
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna fucking level with you. If you're here, if you're the person doing this and you're here, I'll pay you double. Whatever it is, alright? Because it's costing an artist jobs, okay? Because the difference between 5'7" and 5'6" is one is acting next to Katie Holmes and one is serving Katie Holmes at a restaurant.
Yep. And both wonderful professions.
Yes.
Here's to the waiters out there. Thank you all so
I'm just
much.
saying, we love waiters. You know we love waiters.
Now, the evidence we've seen tonight is actually pretty fucking good.
I think
It's not
good.
bad.
As far as cryptid evidence goes, it's fucking great.
Yeah, what do you guys think? Has it been pretty good so fucking far?
No one knows what a dog man really looks like, and there actually is a massive chimp outbreak in Ocala right now. That is true.
You never know what's going to happen out there.
There's a massive chimp outbreak in Ocala. Were you a fucking Uber driver?
Hey man, my Uber driver on the way here told me about how half of his family is buried in this cemetery because they got radiation poisoning in Chernobyl.
So, there you go.
Yep.
Both cancer.
Yep. It's just another bummer Uber story, but it was fascinating. He didn't like the miniseries for some reason. I don't know why.
He lived the macro series. His family.
It's hard to be Belarusian.
What do you got for us, Marcus?
I got a feeling the evidence we showed tonight isn't good enough for the people of Los Angeles. I got a feeling that you stoned motherfuckers. We had our crack research team, Travis Morningstar. We had him scour the internet.
Yeah, he went to the microfiche. He went to I think most of you was.
He found some definitive skunk ape footage. You want to fucking see it?
Yeah, let's see it! You fucking want to see it? Let's see it!
be done on earth as it is in heaven.
I am just triggered because I have the same exact tits.
Yeah, we've all seen it. Well, COVID was hard on Santa Claus too, everyone. And that is the Skunk Game! How's everyone doing so far? You guys doing all right? Fucking nine. Being here. I love this spot. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is my favorite comedy club. It really is. Special magic. But guys, we just talked about something really real.
Yeah.
Chernobyl and its effects. But now it's time to talk about something even more serious and more real than that. UFOs. Let's go, guys. UFOs are real. They are. Now, how about that shit? That happened last year and a half. UFOs are real. I mean, I didn't need the government to tell me it was legal for me to believe in it. But I guess a lot of other assholes did. Because now UFOs are fucking everywhere.
Yes, they are.
Everybody's talking about UFOs. Your Nana's talking about UFOs more than before. The barista without the glasses is talking about UFOs.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought that?
Right? UFOs are now in the Gen Pop.
Yes, they are.
There's another thing that we as a community all collectively made cool, and now it belongs to people with friends.
Unacceptable. Demi Lovato, she's a beautiful singer. She's into it now.
I allow her to have it because she's ignorant of what she's walked into. Guys, when Disney came for the superheroes, we did nothing.
No, we went to go see the movies, enjoyed them, as a matter of fact. Yeah, I don't like them.
And when Jeff Goldblum came for the Dungeons and Dragons, we did nothing.
Jeff Goldblum's a pretty cool guy, so it's kind of nice to have him around.
Only thing he wants to do is wear designer glasses and fuck PAs.
Yeah, what? That's true. That's Jeff Goldblum. Literally, the Jeff Goldblum Me Too moment was other women being like, Me too, can I fuck him too? Me too, please, God, me too, can I? Because that man is sex appeal.
Yeah, he's a fucking fly. He can eat your pussy through your pants. But guys, we can still do something about UFOs, alright? Because if these motherfuckers want to come into the UFO real world house, they're going to see who they're rooming with. A bunch of difficult people who crowd the common area. Right? Because if you want to get real, guess what, man? Things are about to stop being polite, start getting fucking real. Okay? Because these people believe that UFOs flew here.
Oh yeah, I thought that, wait, what? I thought that they flew here. I thought they didn't fly because you see them
Yeah,
in the
to
sky.
wheel, to be enjoyed. You're right. They flew here. Like they bought plane tickets, cashing their points.
I thought they kind of flew.
But we're all going to talk about tonight, as a matter of fact, that maybe instead of coming from out there, that the call is coming from inside the house.
Whoa!
That guy is pussy.
Oh, isn't that nice?
And also quarantine was really helpful because I learned that pee-pee comes out the top hole.
Nope. Milk comes out the top hole, poop comes out the bottom hole, and everything else is just a mystery.
We love women and understand them. And listen.
Looks like the monster they dropped on New York at the end of Watchmen.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Man, if I was a superhero, you just have to toss me up at the clit. And I just grab the sides of it like, ah.
Oh my god. It's the great Polish clit hanger.
Yeah,
Oh.
It's having fun. But we're going to do something else tonight that we have never done before in the history of Last Podcast on the Left.
And we'll never do it again.
No. We're going to apologize.
One person.
Well, one person is going to apologize to one person. One person who has been this other person's coworker, friend, family member, where this person has maybe officiated this person's wedding, right? And has been heavily involved in every aspect of their life for 15 years. And then they have made fun of this person's entire belief system for their entire relationship.
Ladies and gentlemen, UFOs are real.
UFOs are real.
In the fucking sky, there's something in there. I don't know what the fuck is inside, but we gotta figure out what the fuck is in there. Who is piloting them and what do they want?
So,
Oh, you gotta blast it with a lot of weed.
yeah, I got blast a lot of weed smoke there.
Yeah, it's good.
If you could fucking cool it for a second, that would be great. That would be really nice if you could cool it for a second. Just for me, just for me.
For a second.
So, anybody who has seen a live show before, who here has seen a Last Podcast live show? You know that Henry likes to And you like to show us fucking compelling footage.
It is very compelling.
And then I like to show a rebuttal video that ridicules the deepest beliefs of one of my closest friends.
And I am not a ridiculous person.
Not at all. Not at all.
No. But for that, Henry, I would like to say I'm sorry.
Wow. Wow, that's growth.
I'm
That's
sorry for showing this video.
We all had that chair. We all sat in that chair.
That's a banana chair.
And as much as I love this next video, I'm sorry for showing this video.
Yeah.
That is just natural.
Yep, that's a great day to be a piece of German concrete.
Shouldn't have worn white that day. He knew he was going.
You know what he's up to.
Oh yeah, no, he knew he was gonna go shit himself on a roof.
I love art.
So, Henry, please show your videos without ridicule.
Wow, that's amazing. Marcus Parks showing real growth.
I take your apology and I accept.
Woo!
One must always boo.
Wow.
One means the truth.
Absorption. Yes.
Now, guys, for the past 2 years, I've been a VIP MUFON investigator. A very important person investigator for MUFON. And I was actually named Bustiest Trainer in the Year. I want to thank you guys for that. And I also want to thank Milk and wearing a shirt in the pool until I was 21 years old.
No,
It covers nothing.
No, it doesn't. Everyone who's a little bit overweight knows the feeling of getting out of the pool and just. I don't think
It
anybody
makes you
noticed.
bigger and better and wetter.
Yep. No, I remember when I got baptized, the pastor laughed at me.
Yeah, and then he saved the memory for later,
File it away.
which is easy to do. Memories are there, you can't get rid of them.
No, you could. You could.
But the reason why I am separating with MUFON is because I believe that their view of the phenomena, as we'll call it, is too narrow. They talk about the nuts and bolts aspect of UFOs, and that's the only thing that they will believe in. And they look for empirical evidence of actual physical crafts piloted by biological entities that come from other parts of the universe to visit us for whatever reason, right?
Okay.
But I think that the phenomena is a lot more complicated than that, right? And it's not just because of weed. There's also books that you can read while you smoke weed.
Wow, not
And it gets in deeper, right? Because what about interdimensionality, right? The idea that these things come from another dimension, maybe right on top of ours. And it's like a ball lightning. When we talk about, they do believe that ball lightning might be some kind of interdimensional thing that we don't understand.
And
And
if you-
maybe there's more of that, right?
If you do have ball lightning, go to the doctor.
Yes.
Please God, go to the doctor.
Maybe
not
it's
good.
an ultra-terrestrial, right? Like the Fae or the Hildefolk that live in Iceland, right? And maybe they're a part of some kind of consciousness that has puppeted and been around humankind since we've had consciousness, right? Or maybe it is lo-fi Russian and Chinese counter-espionage technology that they are using to ping off of our most secret systems to see how we react. Who knows? My main thing is that we have to be able to be open to the question, what's that shit? So that's why I'm starting ZooFon.
Okay.
Zabrowski UFO Nation. Has no rules. There are 3 rules to ZooFon.
3 rules.
Rule number 1. No one left behind.
That's great.
We're moving very fast. So you need to also be very fast.
Catch up. Make sure you keep up.
Rule number 2. Always be tipping at least 20%.
And only 20%, 25%, 30% if you can. Don't be like Scottie Pippen, no tipping Pippen. That piece of Chicago bullshit.
Whoa, be careful, all right? Be careful. Scottie Pippen could be here and he will hire someone to break our legs. And rule number 3. When you hate your family. Because you will all literally become my family. When I take the private information that you put into the website to buy tickets for this show, and I will take your phone numbers and use your phone number in every single emergency contact I need on any forum from now on.
Great. We'll figure out how many
So
things
pick
Henry.
up the call,
Yeah.
all right?
You'll find out.
Especially if it's a 323,
Uh-huh.
an 818. If it's a 212, pick that up, because that's work.
Yep. You will definitely find out how much stuff Henry has put in his asshole that has led him to go to the hospital.
Hey man, you'd be surprised how elastic a Polish butthole can be. But now we're going to show you guys some very compelling footage. And I think that you guys are going to see that the question, what's that shit, really applies to the UFO problem. Video number 1.
Keep it down on the phone.
This was filmed in Chile in 2014. Now, when you look at this footage, right, if you were just looking at this with your naked eye, you would have just seen a cylinder floating in the sky. But this has sort of some kind of temperature gauge, a filter on it, so the dark areas are incredibly hot. That fart cloud coming out of the cylinder with the two titties on either side of it.
Two titties.
That is what makes this very compelling. Because, honestly, what's that shit?
What is that shit?
Is this a possible example of a real nuts and bolts UFO? Because what makes this footage really special is that this is some of the only footage that shows a propulsion mechanism in one of these devices.
Right.
Or is that some kind of lo-fi Russian or Chinese drone that they're using to freak us out? We don't know.
I don't know. Either way, titties farting. That's how you want to describe it. That's the scientific term?
I want to make sure my lessons are understood by all people.
Okay, great.
Let's see this next video. Now, this was filmed outside of the Agua Dia airport in Puerto Rico. There's some people that say that that's a bird. Fuck you. That's a bird. Watch what this thing does, right? It's going at 45 miles per hour, and it is going to just slide into the water. It should have hit it like a concrete wall. Woo! And you see these two little bobbity boops come out of the fucking water, right?
Yeah.
So what's that shit? Right? I don't know. Right? There's some people saying it's a drone. There's no way there could be a drone because whatever that fucking thing was shut down the Agua Dia airport for 3 hours while they just sat inside as it circled and circled and circled, all the planes on the ground, people just watching it going, okay. And everyone saying, no say, can't ask that shit. Right?
What is that shit?
And maybe that's the form of interdimensional craft we're talking about. Or some other weird, now they're really talking about the idea of an observer orb, like some kind of reconnaissance machine that they send ahead of, what?
Is that shit? Mark, Henry, rather. What would you do if you saw an alien spacecraft like that?
I would do what any ufologist would, which is you catch it in the sky and just start talking. But don't look at me, ma'am.
I'm not looking at you.
Climb if you look at me, ma'am.
That's right.
I am done.
You have to complete the circuit of a public masturbator. Look away.
It's on
Look
you.
away.
Now let's see this video. This is very interesting. Now you see this halo of light. Then some people would say that that's a cruise ship. Sure, if a cruise ship can hover a mile above the horizon. There's also some people that think that this might be a cloud of drones moving in some kind of like fashion, right? Like they're programmed to be. Now, when the lightning crashes, what you'll see is that there's actually a substructure to these lights.
Trippy as hell.
So whatever's happening with this fucking bullshit, it's all connected in some kind of like cloaked mechanism, right? Is this something that we have? The United States government has? Look at that. It's a weird space zeppelin. What's that shit?
What is that?
Right? If that's something, because honestly, it's not something we have, and if we don't have it, the Russian and Chinese definitely don't have it.
Sure.
Right? So again, what's that shit?
Great.
I think that Zufon is really going to show the importance of living in the gray, and that maybe it's sometimes about exploring and finding the questions rather than the answers.
Absolutely.
And you just get blackout drunk, and then that's a wrap.
Live in the gray, be the perineum. Isn't that nice?
Be the taint of thought.
Be the taint, the perineum, fly over country of the body.
Yes.
So that's what you got, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty good, Marcus.
Yeah, I did
It's pretty good. No,
Pretty great, yeah.
It's
What do you
footage
think? It was pretty fucking good.
it's footage like that that made me a believer in UFOs.